Good morning, Modern Steaders.
Good morning. Pretty windy out here.
It is. We have a storm blowing in. Supposed to get like 5 inches or more of snow this morning and up to 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
Oh, really? It sounds kind of like we're at the ocean.
Right. Come on in, Figaro. I'm not too sure what it's going to be like up at the off-grid property, but I bet it's going to be interesting. We're going to do the chores here, and then we can head up there and start working on another project, and who knows what else we're going to end up doing. You're covered in it, dude.
Oh, come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Good girl. There you go. Goes your head.
It's windy out, but at least it's warm out. Look at that wind. It's gonna make for an interesting day today. You coming out, boys, or you staying in? Come on, little man. You got fresh, warm water and hay. Are you brave enough? It's like, yeah, I don't like that wind. See ya. What about you, Camo? You coming out? Nope. They're waiting for their sunflower seeds. You ladies hungry? You don't want your hay, you want your treat first. They found them. These two are the smart ones. They found the ones on this side.
I know you love it, but you need to give me a second.
They love their Redmond's goat minerals.
Especially Daisy. Honey.
Just made it up to the off-grid property, and when we were leaving our regular house, we had just lost our power. So it's pretty nice to be able to come up here and know we have power. I want to check and see if the plumbing held pressure overnight. Oh, it did. Look at that. I like it. Bam. That is good to know. So all of that hard work of fixing the leaks worked.
All that hard work.
All
those hours.
All those hours. All the days.
Frustration.
Yep. It is fixed.
It'll all be worth it.
It will be worth it. We're not going to be working outside today hooking up the outdoor boiler because I don't know about you, but I don't want to work in that weather. No. And then it's going to be getting cold again. So we're shifting gears again.
I want to do like put cabinets and stuff in.
We're not there yet.
So,
No, not there yet.
it's funny because framing goes up really quick, but then there's all this other little stuff that takes time, but we need to do it. We gotta keep plugging along so we can get in here.
That's right.
So it's exciting.
Now we get to do the fun part and figure out where we want our light switches and where we want our outlets. Bed's going up against this wall, right?
Right. That's going up against the slant so that way when you lay
I
down.
probably want them centered in the slant. I don't know.
It's a little less info. Right?
So we are 138 inches, so that'd be 69 inches will be center. Assuming we're gonna want a ceiling fan in here.
Oh, absolutely.
You You need to get inside. 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 likely gonna mount a TV over on this wall. So if we do, we're gonna mount it on the wall at a higher height. We're gonna have a couch back there, so I'm gonna do a double gang box on this side so we can have power. If we wanna run like an HDMI cord, we can. And then down low, we'll also do another box.
So if we decide we don't want to put a TV there, I can just put a picture over that outlet so it won't be hideous. Even if it's out, it's fine. This is just the upstairs area. Let us know if you think that's high for a TV outlet, because online when we looked it up quickly, it was saying 42 inches, which is like way down. Down like that, so that would be way down. So we're thinking here, our TV that we currently have in our living room at home is that high, maybe a little bit higher, so I think that's a good level. And then if we want to cover it up with a picture or something, because we're not putting a TV, then that's perfect height. Don't fall down the stairs.
Oh, we can't have power on the wall like we were thinking because we need storage and these cubby holes to store all of our stuff. So I'm going to take the outlets off from this bay.
That is one thing I am then concerned with, or maybe not concerned, but overwhelmed, is we have a lot less storage area. So that's why we're taking those outlets out, because we need as much storage as we can, and I don't want it to feel really cluttered and overwhelming. So we can't take up this storage area.
Now we have something to screw our sheetrock to in this corner.
That's what you're doing.
That's what I was doing. All right, now we got a place to nail our sheetrock to on the inside of this wall. So we ended up getting about 6 inches of snow out of the snowstorm today. We need to do some plowing and clean up the homestead so we can get around. The camera battery died at some point. I'm not sure how much plowing we got, but I'm all done. I can hear the neighbors snow blowing. I'm gonna head into the house, go to bed, and we'll see you guys in the morning. You ready to go in, Figaro? Come on. Had to run out and pick up some ceiling fan boxes and some other boxes so we can mount in the ceiling. And the selection of the stores is like slim to none. I had to go to Home Depot and Lowe's. Luckily, our two stores are side by side, so if one is out of stock right now, the other one has it. We want to center a ceiling fan light in this part of the room. So I measured it, we can go 52.5 from here and then 45 this way. So 52.5.
So our hope with the ceiling fan being in this room is we have these 3 windows, and then we have the windows from the bedroom that we get some good breeze, but hopefully we can circulate the air and maybe not have to have AC this summer, right?
Right. Alright, so yesterday we said it was 69 for the center.
Yep.
So now I gotta figure out the center this way. Oh, it looks like they're moving up some of their equipment. We're smart this time. I put my box on.
Pop your holes out first.
What?
Pop your holes out first.
Them? No, I'll do that after. We don't want to be listening to that while we're lying in bed at night trying to sleep. I don't want a rattly fan. So, we're going to do this. Oh yeah, that's not going anywhere. That's nice and rugged, like me.
Babe.
What? You don't think I'm
I
rugged?
didn't say that.
Alright, let's go do that on the other one. I am being extra fussy and I want to make sure everything is right before we get all of our wiring done. I'm going to put another stud on the inside and then this will just make our light switches in a little bit more, so if we want to put a piece of trim here, we have enough room between the edge of the wall and the light switch to do that. Our boxes in for our smoke detectors. You want one at the top of your hallway, so if somebody's cooking downstairs and burning down the house, it'll rise up the stairway and set all of your fire alarms off. I don't know who would do that, but you just never know.
Are you insinuating something?
No, I'm not. Luckily, when I bought our first batch of boxes, I picked up a few ceiling boxes. I need to get more, but I don't know where we're going to get them from now.
Why do you think they're short on them? Because everybody's building or because of supply?
I don't know. I don't know if everybody's building or if it's an issue with supply, getting supply for the plastic. I get something in my eye.
Finger?
Yep. All right, that'll be for our smoke in the hallway.
And then smoke in every room.
Every bedroom. So I'm thinking we should put the switch for the hallway and for this room on this side, because you'll walk up the stairs and have the light switch here to shut it off. Or if you put it over here, you're not going to want to come over here to turn on. these lights all the time.
This is the hard part for me. I'm always like, oh, I wish I would have did this instead. When we have a fan, we like to have a fan switch and a fan with a light.
Right. When we have our fans, we like to have two switches, one to operate the fan and one to operate just the light. I don't like having both of them on all the time. I want to be able to control them separately.
And I thought, you don't need to do that. But you do, because especially like for us, like we just put the fan on at night, you don't need a light.
Right.
But you definitely need, it definitely makes it easier. So you know how to get up and like.
It's hard to find a fan that you can wire that way. A lot of fans don't come that way nowadays, or if they...
Because it comes with a remote.
Yep.
Tonight I'm gonna make some beef stew, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some chicken broth. I know that sounds funny because you probably should use beef broth, but I don't have beef broth, and I just always use chicken broth instead. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think it tastes just as good, and I'm just gonna show you real quickly how I go ahead and make that. The only thing I really measure is I use 1.5 tablespoons of salt. I know that 1 tablespoon isn't enough, and then anything over that seems like it's too much. So I always measure out my salt. And then I dump in some peppercorns, probably about 10 to 20. I dump in some rosemary. Some thyme. Sometimes I put in some basil. Throw in some bay leaves. Gonna throw in some onions. I just leave them just like that. However many cloves of garlic I want to put in. Today I'm putting in 3. I have some sad looking celery. I'm just gonna put that in there. I went ahead and added my chicken carcass to the pot. So I'm just going to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar on top. Just dump that in there, and I just do a good glug or two. And then you want to add your water up to your line. I don't know if I want to do it this way. Okay. I'm just going to do that with a sink. Excuse me one moment. So I just went ahead and added water up to my max line and try to make sure everything is covered. This is an 8-quart Instant Pot. And then I just put the cover on in the valve. And if you have a Nelson or anything, you can put that on. I'm not sure where Nelson is at the moment. And then I just set it manual, and I'm gonna do 65. And then I'm going to let it go all the way through its cycle and then let it slowly release for about 25 to 30 minutes whenever I get to it. So the broth got done a few minutes ago. It's cooling off now, waiting for me to strain it, and I'm just gonna heat up the beef. That is brown, so I'm going to remove it from my pot. Cook my onions and my celery, some garlic. Quite a bit of meat juice. I would normally pour some of that out. I'm going to leave it in this time and see if it just helps give it some more flavor. So I'm just going to add my onions. And some celery. Okay, I'm doing some white potatoes and I guess orange potatoes. I call it sweet potatoes. This is what I grew up as, sweet potatoes. Adding that into my stew. I've never added that into a stew before, I don't think. Not everybody in the fam is a fan of them, but I think it's gonna be awesome in this. in some tomato paste, and I'm going to use the rest of the tube because I thought I had more. So whatever I have in here is what I'm using for tomato paste. Come on. Ooh, good thing I had that towards the pot because that would have just landed all over me. All right. Now I'm going to add my broth. I'm going to turn that up a bit so that it can get to a nice simmer, and then I'll turn it down and then let it sit here until it's all tender. So right now I'm just kind of scraping the bottom so you have all your flavor that's stuck to the bottom of the pot. Hopefully that comes off because it looked like it was really caked on my pan, my pot.
Dear Lord, thank you for the wonderful day. Amen. Well, we've been lucky so far this year. This was the first big snowstorm of the year, and it was enough, but it wasn't as bad as we've seen them. So we're gonna be getting into some cold weather now. Not looking forward to that, but hey, I guess it is winter. Speaking of that, it was nice having a nice warm stew. When it comes to this kind of weather, that stuff is just heartwarming and feels so good. Glad that we're moving on to the upstairs and we're gonna get that all roughed out, and it's fun moving on to the next stages of the house building, seeing what's coming along next. I need to take some break from the plumbing. That, and it's going to be getting cold out. A lot of the plumbing we need to do now, not all of it, but a lot of it is outside work on the outdoor boiler. And it's going to be extremely cold, and we're going to have to be out there working, and then we have a big pipe that we need to get from the outdoor boiler to the house. And with it being that cold, it's going to be very stiff, and I think it's like 5 or 6 inches in diameter, so it's not going to be fun to work with. So we're going to have to wait till it warms up a little bit to get back on that project. I was hoping to have that done by now because it'd be nice to have a good warm source of heat coming into the off-grid house, but I guess we're gonna have to wait. Thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. You guys are a huge blessing to us in our homestead. If you guys liked the video, share it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and we'll see you right back here in the next video. Bye.